Should you visit Lincoln Hills? There's been a lot of discussion about the fact that you haven't been there. I know that one of your opponents, who's potential opponents, Tim Cullen's talking about running for governor in 2018. He's criticized you about that. Why haven't you been there?
That's a ridiculous argument. I mean, anybody asked Jim Dore? I mean, problems like this occurred when Tommy Thompson and the corrections system, not just Lincoln Hills, and Tommy Thompson's governor and Jim Dore were governor. People don't ask, do you go there? They ask, what are you going to do about it? What we've done about it is put John Litcher, one of the most respected leaders when it comes to criminal justice issues in the country, someone who, when we nominated and appointed him, Democrats and Republicans alike said, this is a good man, this is a good person to put in charge of that. He's made remarkable changes, incredible reforms there. We continue to expect more out of him and his team out there. I think what people should look at is, has John Litcher and his team done a good job, and what more are they doing going forward? I think that's just a political cheap shot because governors don't go to prisons. That's just not what typically do. I haven't gone to any.
This isn't any prison, right? I mean, this isn't. But you're not going to a prison just to visit a prison if you were to go there, and whether or not you want to or not. But
again,
I mean,
to me, I just think it's the only reason we're talking about it is because somebody who may want to run for office is saying that maybe in his day and age, going up for a photo opportunity was the way to deal with the problem. I think the way you deal with the problem is putting a quality person in charge who corrects those problems going forward. That's the difference between leadership and standing for pictures.
How do you respond to that?
Well, I thought that said more about him than me. Maybe that's why he goes places for photo ops. But when I was in charge of the prison system under Governor Tommy Thompson's administration, I visited the prison several times, many times with the governor. Governor Thompson went to many prisons, almost all the adult and maximum medium security prisons. And we went there when there weren't anywhere near the problems that there are at Lincoln Hills. And the whole thing is you go there and you learn by going there. You learn by talking to the warden. You learn by talking to the guards. And in fact, Tommy loved this. Learn by talking to the prisoners. And what you learn is, first of all, what they tell you. And then sometimes you listen for silence. What did you expect them to talk to you about? They don't say a word about it that you've heard might be a problem. You just come out of there smarter and more knowledgeable about that institution. And it's a great thing to do. Governors, the state institutions, the prisons are the property of Wisconsin, the responsibility of the governor. Governor Thompson went there all the time, and I went there a lot of times with him.
His argument is that he's sending the guy that used to be you, John Litcher. That's who he's sending to the prisons now, and he's confident Litcher can relay to him the information he needs.
Well, and Governor Thompson was confident in me. He loved to go there with me, but he never forgot he was governor. That ultimately, when something goes wrong in a prison, when Lori Bembemic escaped from Tachita, it was the governor who had to answer for it. So the governors don't get to go where it's just fun to go. Governors have to go where there are problems in the state